Okay.
I'm so excited when I can see a camera. Hi, Sheila.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. There's Stephanie. Oh, Becky felt bad now. Hi, Royce.
I did.
Anne's going to show us a corner of her house. I see the inside corner.
Just the kitchen.
Oh, I didn't know that it was a kitchen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Life is good. It actually works.
Businesses view options. Where's the camera?
Maybe we should mute everyone, Becky.
I had it set that way.
Hello.
Hi, Lily.
Hi, I'm trying to see myself. It's dark over there.
You're backlit.
Well, even with the shade, I have this serious lighting here, so I'm just like,
No, maybe better. Whew. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So I worked really hard trying to set up a virtual background yesterday, and it was just a no-go. Partially because my skin is pretty much the same color as the screen.
It couldn't be worse than that one conference where the lady was wearing the green jacket at the Thai conference on the green background. It's all his head.
She was a floating head.
Ooh. Judy has some echoing going on. I know who that is.
Don't change this.
Okay. So, Becky, if you can mute everyone, we'll go ahead and
I will. Okay. There you go.
I'm not sure if she realizes she's
Kim,
muted too.
I muted you too. Sorry. Unmute yourself. Oh.
There.
Okay, I think you're good now.
You sure? You gave me permission?
I gave you permission. You're good.
Oh boy. Now we got everything messed up though.
You don't want us to see that.
I know. Things went all over when you.
Sorry.
Welcome to technology. Okay, here we go again. Welcome to Summer Summit 2020. My name's Kim Olson. I'm here this morning as part of the state PD team. For nearly 4 months now, adult education programs have been dealing with the new normal. If anyone can tell me what that is, I wish you would send me an email about it. I haven't figured out what that means yet for us, but one thing has been made clear to me over the time, and that is that the adaptability, ingenuity, and persistence of South Dakota's adult education instructors and administrators is spectacular. I'm so proud of the people that I work with, and I know that they will continue to rise to the new challenges on the horizon. The hope of the PD team is that this year's Summer Summit provides every one of you with additional tools to assist you as we move forward in providing exceptional educational supports to our participants. To assist in this new online venue success, we have a few housekeeping items for you before we move forward with our presenters today. And now Okay, there we go. First thing is CEU certificates. They will be emailed out after the conference for the sessions that you attended. If you join the meeting under your name, this will ensure that you get a certificate. But if you join under Sparkly Butterfly 151, I do not know who that is. And so I will not be able to send them an emailed certificate. If you're watching as a group, just email me an attendance list at the end of each session or at the end of the day who was in the sessions, and we'll work from that. The conference evaluation is available up on the conference program page. Please take a minute to complete that evaluation upon the completion of the conference on Thursday. Educational credentials, don't forget about them. We do have the 4 right now. Unfortunately, we had 2 more that are kind of out there and we're working on them, but needed to be set aside when things started changing in our programs. So hopefully in the next couple months, we'll be able to announce a couple new credentials that are going to be available. Watch the website for information. South Dakota All has some hosted activities, including the awards ceremony on Tuesday. That's today at 4:15. It is in the program, and the annual meeting. As part of those, South Dakota All is sponsoring some prizes throughout this conference, including those who registered early, which will be given away at the end of this session. The awards ceremony, the annual meeting will both have some large giveaways. And then during the sessions, we'll be doing some giveaways at the end of each session. So be persistent, stay involved. And now the governor's message. I'm going to give that to
Hi everybody, I'm Governor Kristi Noem, and I just wanted to welcome you to say how much I appreciate you. I hope you enjoy your Adult Education and Literacy Summer Summit. We are so grateful for the work that you do, how you strengthen families, give adult learners new information and opportunities, and then also the work you do with inmates and people who are in transition. It's just fantastic. I know it's been a challenging time dealing with COVID-19 in the state of South Dakota, and we've all had to be nimble and adapt, but you've just been absolute rock stars. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Enjoy your summit and let me know if you ever need anything, okay? God bless.
All right, now to hear from the rest of our PD team. Becky Lemke, you want to start?
Sure. I want to again echo what Kim said and welcome you all to this first ever virtual summer summit. It's exciting and terrifying all at the same time for those of us who are going to be presenting during these sessions. So I hope that you can remain patient with us as we do our best to manage technology and keep our thought processes intact all at the same time. And I wanted to also give a special thanks to everyone who participated in our STAR training cohort in program year 1920. I think it was very successful. We had one of the largest cohorts in the nation running during that time, and we had very good results from our training in terms of the percentage of people who started and finished the training, and in what you all reported that you took away from the training. So again, I want to thank you for your efforts. I know that a 9-month training is a long haul, and you all were superstars during that time. I'm going to be doing a follow-up session to our STAR training today. I hope you can take advantage of that, and I will see you this afternoon during our South Dakota All Awards ceremony as well. Have a great conference, and I look forward to seeing you all virtually in the next few days, and I hope to be able to see you face-to-face again soon. Thanks so much.
And then Laura Smith Hill.
I think I unmuted myself.
You are.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome. I too am excited with Becky and Kim and John about our first ever virtual summer summit. The new normal has given us opportunities to explore new realms of adult education in the virtual world, and now to bring that into our professional development is another exciting challenge and opportunity. So grateful that we can all connect this week virtually with our summer summit, and we have just a couple of announcements regarding the ESL component of what we do with professional development, and one is to congratulate our state and a group of 4 nominees in being accepted to the Teaching Skills That Matter Technical Assistance Initiative. And that is being offered through the Office of Career and Technical Adult Education. And so we are just thrilled that South Dakota was selected to participate in this new initiative. I think there's been one cohort. The pilot cohort has been completed. And so we really look forward to learning and disseminating what we learned to the field across the state. It's another opportunity for us to employ high quality research-based instruction with our learners, whether it's the face-to-face old school or some of our new, more virtual methodologies. So we look forward to that, and congratulations, South Dakota, for being accepted to that. Also, we have a capstone project occurring this afternoon starting at 2:45 with our Action Research Forum. So if you are available, please do join us to hear from your colleagues. We are a statewide professional learning community, and this is an opportunity for you to hear from your peers, and they've done some really lovely research, some cool things in the classroom that they're going to be sharing with you as the capstone project that will allow them to receive the English language instructor credential for our state. We also will have a few people sharing on their excursion to the Language and Literacy Conference. It was the first time that we sent a cohort from South Dakota, and hopefully we will have more in the future. It's a January event, and in the new world, we're blessed with opportunities to continue to engage with professional development, and we'll see what the future holds for that with things like our Minnesota colleague conferences and what we're providing throughout the state, including our IDP program. So more information will be forthcoming to you. Things like Best Plus Test administration, we've explored the possibility of doing virtually. So your team here is here for you, and we'll do everything we can to support high quality instruction for you in your new normal this year.
All right, and now John Anderson has some words and slideshow, I guess, or presentation to share with us. Thank you.
Good morning. A couple of housekeeping items before I begin my formal presentation. I wanted to thank South Dakota Association for Lifelong Learning for all of their assistance, as well as the professional development team. And perhaps many of you, if not all of you, saw last week Ever Learning, South Dakota All's newsletter. A big thanks to Shane from Cornerstones and Laura from Lutheran Social Services Center for New Americans. Just a terrific job in putting that newsletter together. Well done. And then for the WIOA Title II AFLA sponsored programs last week, you should have received the program year 2021 assessment policy. So please be certain to share that with your colleagues and staff. And so with those housekeeping items out of the way, I would like to, again, wish you good morning. Thank you for being here. On behalf of the South Dakota Department of Labor and Regulation, I welcome you to Summer Summit 2020. Having worked for the department now for a decade, I wanted to spend my time with you this morning largely on retrospection. It's through this lens by which I ultimately want to frame the present and the future of adult education in South Dakota. If you could forward this slide, please. In looking at the last 10 years, I mean, just consider on the topic of assessments and testing, how things have changed so much, right? My first introduction to adult education in South Dakota under AFLA was essentially Summer Summit 2010 in Huron at the Crossroads Convention Center. And I remember one of my first staff introductions, I think it was Renee Peterson and Cece Estes from the Career Learning Center of the Black Hills, and they just harangued me about that 60-hour rule. And thankfully, working with OCTAE and the test publishers, we're no longer required to deliver 60 hours of instruction before a post-test for students at the adult secondary ed level, right? We had that GED score realignment where we were one of 2 states in the nation that had a higher standard than the norm. And so we realigned, and it essentially, that put South Dakotans at a competitive disadvantage when it was applications for technical colleges and other endeavors. So we realigned that. We backfilled all of those credentials and really helped a number of individuals with their high school equivalency move forward. Transitioning from that lock and key multiple test form paper pencil version to the computer-based, right? And as soon as we got a hold of that, it was the new 2014 series. No more 3-paragraph essay. It was informational literacy and that whole new tiered scoring system. 9 and 10. You remember TABE PC on the 3.5-inch floppy that were those floppy-based administrations? You've really just done so well. I know it hasn't been easy. Working with our colleagues at BIT to integrate our correctional facilities with computer-based assessments and supplements, just well done. Next slide, please. In terms of other challenges and policies and procedures that really had an effect upon how we deliver instructional activities and services, we had a federal monitor, full on-site monitor in 2011, and just recently a virtual monitor with a new federal coordinator. You've gone through 3 grant competitions amidst level funding, reduced funding, and those shutdowns and threats of sequestration. Unfortunately, we lost 42% of our partners since program year 2009. The necessity to transition from WIA, our old federal statute, into the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act. And I mean, think of the fiscal accountability and data-wise, we're now aligned with US DOL and collecting barriers to employment and median earnings, and soon to be required to collect outcomes for employer satisfaction. We've gone from goals to cohorts to sort of a universe system of student data collection. We've all worked on unpacking the college and career readiness standards and then the English language proficiency standards with the new administration. We've seen our levels of refugee resettlement fluctuate so drastically. And I believe our Department of Correctional Education partners, that House Bill 1053, which afforded inmates up to 90 days early discharge or discharge credits for program completion for educational programs like GED. And you've done it just with such adroitness and professionalism. Truly impressive. Next slide, please. And then bringing us to today, all of these acts of God as they're considered in legalese, force majeure, and the collocation or that sentiment of risen to the challenge. You certainly have exceeded all expectations. Just a few of the things I've heard shared, right? You've coached students to use Wi-Fi in the parking lot to help them file their unemployment insurance claims, right? You've worked with students and community partners to provide foodstuffs to families in dire need, really no food security whatsoever. You've counseled students and families whose lives and livelihoods were directly threatened by the coronavirus. You've disseminated packets, delivered Zoom sessions, provided telephonic counseling and life coaching and crisis management. You've transitioned to remote learning, distance education amidst all this uncertainty. And these are just truly laudable responses, reactions. And given all of these challenges and changes and mandates, here we are, clearly, and it seems a bit cliche, but really forged in this crucible of challenge. And I think of our students' challenge and their barriers. And if you allow me to just pivot, I want to share with you, her name is Susan Moore Johnson. She was the dean at the Harvard Graduate School of Education for most of the 90s. And just last month, she published an opinion article in Education Week entitled, "This Isn't What Teachers Signed On For. What Comes Next?" And here she's really getting at how online settings cannot deliver what many value most about teaching. And I'm not suggesting that I embrace or agree with all of these sentiments, but I share with you for consideration. Right? She talks about, as the shutdown persisted, teachers, and granted this is largely K-12 teachers, but I think it's applicable, teachers widely reported being disappointed, depressed, and filled with loss. The teachers no longer had ready access to the intrinsic rewards that attracted them to teaching. And I know the PD team, the Adult Ed program, and the Department of Labor and Regulation are indeed mindful of this, I believe, this reality. And I wouldn't say universality, but certainly this reality. She goes on to note that during online instructions, teachers can't rely on social interaction to generate curiosity, excitement, and understanding. And you're welcome to take umbrage with that and challenge that. She notes that they have to, the teachers that is, forego many of their most powerful instructional strategies, like learning centers, small group projects, facilitated discussions, simulations, formal debates, and hands-on experiments. Instead, they've been forced to settle for the static remnants of their craft: worksheets, assigned readings, and comprehension questions, which can never substitute for the vibrant, motivating experiences that students need. So she goes on, and here I think it really resonates. This summer, as teachers explore resources and instructional models, they can learn from the relatively small number of schools and programs that successfully engage students this spring in a rich mix of online options, live and recorded instruction, group projects using platforms tailored for interaction, tutoring for individuals in small groups, and counseling supports. But I think the crux of her article lies herein. However, when teachers and administrators, and I would add communities, address these problems together, they all have a stake in finding creative solutions. Unfortunately, too many teachers will be expected to downsize their instructional aspirations to fit the constraints of the, quote, new normal, unquote, classroom. And, we've heard that time and again, the new normal, and I really think this is integral we're going to need to thread that needle of creativity with recalibrated expectations this new program year. Kim, last slide, please. In terms of achievements, you can see those both in correctional settings and outside of correctional settings. South Dakota leads the nation in GED pass rates. All right. In terms of all of the employment outcomes, we're fourth in the nation out of 57 states, districts, territories, and outlying regions. Fifth in the nation for employment fourth quarter, and eighth for median earnings. And I just couldn't be more proud of all of the local, statewide, regional, and national recognition that you, your programs, your pilot projects, and promising practices have received, right? But beyond all of those metrics, I think the truer, more significant or meaningful achievements are really those which are not always easily quantified, right? Your leadership, your relationships with students, your mentorships, your cognitive behavioral therapy or moral recognition therapy, the family literacy that you're delivering, consumer literacy, cultural literacy, digital literacy, financial literacy, civics and citizenship, critical thinking, media and information literacy. You believed in someone, cared enough about someone to explain a concept in a manner that was appropriate and accessible in a classroom, whether on-site or digital environment, which was supportive and encouraging, right? You have helped others find their confidence, competence, satisfaction, and pride. You've helped others navigate crisis, trauma, barriers to employment, and self-sufficiency. You have my utmost respect. What you do is important and noble. I hope that you are able to make the most of these virtual opportunities at Summer Summit 2020, and I look forward to another decade of working with you and for you. Thank you so much.
John, we had a comment. People are asking if you would please share the source of the article that you referenced and the author again, so that people can find the article. I think they'd like to read the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Maybe you could address that in the comments so people can find it there.
Yep.
And then let's see. We have our first giveaway. Let's see. Landon, would you give me a number between 2 and 81?
$49.
49. So the winner of the early registration is Karen Tollefson. And Karen, you'll get an email with your gift card coming. So congratulations, Karen. Now we're going to go ahead and end this session because we have another one starting in just a couple minutes. We'll see you in the session with Mr. Ross.